And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Ghost River, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. Not Basilisk. I'll try to stop the team. Beautiful. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. And if you're in the chats, it is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As, again, this could go either way. NightMare, he has defeated ByuN plenty of times in the past. He has some killer PvT, and I am excited. I'm ready to embrace it once again. Meanwhile, again, a shout out and my condolences to Trigger, of course. He had a great run making it here to face up against ByuN, but unfortunately did meet its end. And yeah, the initial opener was just a little bit lackluster. Didn't really gain too much value with the initial 2 gate, if you recall. And yeah, just had a harder time just keeping up and getting value here against ByuN. But now we're settling in, and NightMare setting up his own proxy. This time, 1 gateway at home and 1 gateway across the map. Should be leading into a Zealots with the Depth, of course, to reinforce, followed by Stalkers. This early aggression here. But ByuN, once again, double gas. Double gas, faster factory. Should be safe and sound. There's that first Zealot on the way. I see the chat. Hello, the Andario. Sending hugs from Europa. Gracias. Yes, gracias. Yes. Bienvenidos. This probe gets caught. I believe probe to get eyes on the factory just before it went down. So not a bad scout here from NightMare. Reaper moves out. Reaper will come across the gateway. Now ByuN knows. ByuN is aware. Is aware of what's going on. Moving out across the map, Zell does commit, and back at home we can see ByuN does have the bunker already. Bunker is set. NightMare going to be expanding, getting to a Stalker, and NightMare is going to try and delay the bunker here, and it looks like he will be able to delay at least, but doesn't quite get any SCV kills. Oh yeah, nice control here out of ByuN. Does pull the weakened SCVs away. Holds onto the bunker. Cyclone arrives and ByuN holds. ByuN does hold behind this, getting to his own third TC. Into his starport, 1-1-1 setup. And NightMare pulls back. Ooh, shuts down the Reaper, but not without losing 2 probes. Not a bad trade here for ByuN. Get 2 workers. Again, when it comes to some of the results here from Challenge, like the reason why I followed this series here was I was expecting Solo to be the player facing off here in the quarterfinals, but I mean that is clearly not the case. Some crazy results here so far. Crazy, man. If I'm not mistaken, wait, was Solo the last Zerg player in the tournament? did I gloss over that fact? Is there no more Zerg? Oh no. Smurge. Yeah, I just confirmed. Yep. Solar, he went down and he was the only Zerg player in the round of 16. I mean, alongside Rex, of course. And they have both fallen, so no more Zerg, only Protoss and Terran. I mean, we're used to that when it comes to the WardiTV Mondays. We're used to just purely PvPs, so, I mean, it's nice that there's a lot of Terran representation at least as well. But it is what we're used to. Smurge. Feel Zerg, man. As ByuN does expand, the initial 2-gate opener here of NightMare just didn't really pay off. Did delay the expansion, I suppose, but I'm sure NightMare was hoping for a little bit more. This gateway is going to pull. Observer substance in the main. NightMare is fully aware of the tech of choice. He even spots the researching tech lab on the starport. Very nice scout. So NightMare, he's aware of the cloak Banshees. Observer is in position. Banshee goes down, and NightMare holds. Shuts down the first Banshee. Second Banshee's on the way. But no major losses here for NightMare. Oh, Observer gets caught. Barely gets away. Skirts out of the main. Skirt out. Likewise, second Banshee moving towards the main base of NightMare. Oh. NightMare catching a Cyclone. Their base is exposed. See NightMare in position here at the natural, but less so in the main. Banshee does dive in. Won't find too much value here though. Heads for the natural. Does get 3 probes. I mean, makes up for the earlier lost Banshee. True. Does make up for it. I'm pulling away. Gets out with the Banshee. NightMare likewise getting to a very heavy gateway composition. Does take extra gases here at the natural, but so far no splash damage. No Storm or Colossus yet. Banshee goes down. Now speaking of splash damage, we have the answer. It is going to be Storm. Temple Archives on the way. That's going to be for Archons and Storm production. Could eventually get into more Colossus and Disruptors, but that would be in a much more later game state. As ByuN does move out, Observer gets caught. Double drop towards the north. NightMare being active. And the double drop does commit. Yeah, we have to recall. NightMare forced into recalling. Does feedback one of the medivacs. I mean, that's all he could do. And so far, good response. NightMare not losing anything. ByuN drops back in. This time we'll finish off some of those workers. 2, 3, 4. Oh my god, 4 probes going down. 5 probes even. A much better trade there for ByuN. Let's pull away. Does barely pull out. Likewise, ByuN still being very active with drop play, going for a double drop towards the south. See if you can pull NightMare apart. So far, just a double drop so far. Main army pushing to the center. Ideally, one distracts and the other gets damage. When it comes to these 2 armies for ByuN. And this Nolan army is going to be the distraction. Takes down most of the Zealots. Double drop comes in. That's a kill, not a cancel. Ooh, that's a massive pickup. 400 minerals down the drain. Loads up into the main. NightMare preparing. And the drop play does continue. ByuN commits into the natural. There is going to be a storm. A storm going up, massive connection. That's still 11 probes going down. And the 4th base has not been replaced. Oh my god. Let's pick up there from ByuN. Gets away, drops into the main, forces another warp in. It's going to be cleaned up. Storm here to clean up everything left over. Jumping into the natural. 18 probes. 19. Oh my god. That I was not expecting. 19 workers going down. 1 medevac falls as well. WardiTV for ByuN. Just crippling the economy, and he's just forcing NightMare to move out. So NightMare is committed. He's down to 47 probes. Does have to commit. ByuN setting up there. He's got Ghost, he's got EMP, his tank's a little bit late to siege. The EMPs do connect. Here comes the storm from the prism. Flanking storms as well. Let's go. The boys are being pulled. And does NightMare have enough? It looks like he barely does not. Yeah, the Immortals, sorry, the Marauders, they hold their own. They take down the Immortal. The final Stalker. And ByuN holds. ByuN does hold. Not the cleanest of holds, don't get me wrong. That was how many ghosts dying? That was 3. 3 ghosts, plenty of ByuN, Marauders. ByuN does hold his own. As NightMare is gearing up for round 2. Still with Mass Zealot into Archon, into Storm. It's a bold move here by NightMare. I mean, it can work out. If ByuN takes an awful fight here out in the open, then maybe. I have to say that though. ByuN gets eyes on the High Templar. He knows. Rallying in between the bases, going for the ghosts. He does catch them. There's gonna be 2 ghosts going down. Massive pickup. Storm here on the army. ByuN out of position. He was going for a drop. And ByuN is not ready for this. Workers are going down. NightMare, he can just keep going. No shot. Drops a race back. NightMare catching reinforcements. Has to be careful with their storms. Doesn't want to waste them. Storm's thrown away. Archon goes down. Storm here on the final ghost, but the ghost survives. It looks like ByuN is barely holding. He's holding. Does cost him 22 SCVs, but he cleans up the army. He survives. Does barely survive. Suddenly now NightMare is a player that's ahead in workers, ahead in economy. But he does commit to a counterattack. There are plenty of Zealots to defend. NightMare, he's holding. Takes down the Vikings. Oh my god. Doesn't quite get them out of X. Again, we're entering a very scrappy game state. NightMare still just being hyper aggressive with that prism, just reinforcing. ByuN did have some good moments, but when it mattered most, not quite. So NightMare is pulling his way back into this, taking another expansion, now finally taking up his 4th. NightMare, he's in this. He's still in this here. Finally, we have more splash damage. It isn't just about storms. It's been so risky relying heavily here on purely storm. But now the Bay is on the way. That should be for Colossus and Disruptors. NightMare, let's go. ByuN setting up his own counter drop. I mean, there's not much to defend back at home, so he might force a recall. Or at least a warping. He sims in, forces back the army. They're going to catch the Immortal. The EMPs here on the Zealots, but Zealots are coming from behind. They attempt to set up around massive storms. Oh my god, the storms are brutal. Take down a good chunk of ghosts. ByuN trying to hold his own. Meanwhile, his own drop headed towards the 3rd. Yeah, ByuN's holding. ByuN, he does hold on. NightMare forced back. Due to the medevac, I mean, mostly. Medevac is cleaned up. But NightMare still has momentum. And now finally, Colossus. Colossus production has begun. Second robo as well. So NightMare is stabilizing. And the pressure is now on ByuN. He is building up an army, that is true, but ByuN, his economy is lackluster. He's on, what, 57, now 58 SCVs. He has mules. Mules do help make up for it, but ideally, ByuN did want to be in a better position here. Now, this still comes down to the fight. It still comes down to the engage. I'm referring to the EMPs and the storms. Comes down to the spellcasters. I do give the edge to NightMare, but we have seen ByuN come back from worse. Who was that? Is a Stargate on the way? Potential Skytoss? I mean, we're still a ways away, but potentially. When it comes to ByuN, he needs to be active. I mean, he has been, just with mixed success. If he slows down, he's just allowing NightMare to just build back up. Stargate's almost done. ByuN closing the gap in supply. There are 2 High Templar in the Prism. Oh, EMP goes off. Massive pickoff. Prism goes down, and both High Templar as well. NightMare. Yes, to tighten things up. Can't afford those mistakes. Moving forward. Oh, massive EMPs on the Stalkers. Collapsing on them. Decent zoning storm. Cells coming from behind. More storms on the way. AP's Colossus are going down to the Vikings. Storm doesn't connect. There's the overcharge. Arco now morphing in. Very valuable trades here by ByuN. Rotating around, catching out the Stalkers. Once again, zoning storm doesn't connect. And NightMare getting caught out in the open. There's not a fight he wanted. Now coming in from behind, but there's not really much of a surround here. Yeah, Colossus goes down. The Immortals as well, and ByuN, he snowballs out of control. He does it. He breaks the main army. And what is there left? Almost nothing left here for NightMare. Again, he was thinking about Skytoss. Thinking about it at least. Nah. Not this time. So ByuN does them in. We'll get the expansion, we'll get the 5th, and he just keep going. Can't just keep on going from here. He has done it. It was an intense game, back and forth. There was some strong moments for NightMare, but alas, in the end, yeah, ByuN just gained so much value, catching out High Templar. Remember, delayed Colossus and delayed destructive production here from NightMare. ByuN is breaking through. And just looks to land the Vikings. GG gets called, and ByuN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. A very intense game 1 here. Again, it was very back and forth. There was some strong moments for NightMare, strong moments for ByuN as well. Last ByuN did bring it back, was able to buy a lot of time, buy enough time to once again stabilize, and some very fortunate moments as well where he was able to catch the War Prism with both High Templar, able to land some juicy EMPs as well, and GG. GG, well played. ByuN takes a lead, and now we're getting ready for game number 2. Which I believe is going to be on Amphion. Oh no, the other one. Sorry. Alkiane. That's it. Gonna be loading into ByuN. Getting into that second game. Let's go. And we'll see if NightMare can make a series out of this, or if ByuN will take it here and now. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of ByuN, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss representing his new team, Streamer Zone. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Shopify Rebellion, leading the series 1-0. One more game is all he needs to advance on to the semi-finals already. It is ByuN. I just realized that, yeah, we're already in the quarterfinals and we're already looking to determine our first semi-finalist. Looking at some of these results, so it looks like we have more matches wrapping up here. Looks like Hero did take down Geralt 2-1, went all the way to the ace match. Likewise, we did have a result coming in from the side of Gumiho. Gumiho takes down Creator 2-1 as well, went all the way to game 3. And that does mean that in the lower quarterfinals, we have Max and Gumiho currently facing up to face off against the winner of this very series. So we have some banger PVCs ahead of us, or at least that are ongoing. But for now, we're focusing on our series here and now. Again, NightMare, he had a pretty good start to the game, to the series. Wasn't too bad at all. And Edge even had the lead, but alas, did slip through his fingers. Unable to maintain himself. So we do settle in. Once again, double gas. We've seen this every game so far in not just this series, I think maybe even every game against Trigger as well, but ByuN has opened up double gas into a faster factory. Very safe play here from ByuN. But once again, a very safe play. Meanwhile, NightMare back at home, just going for a gate expanded and Cybercore, and we'll see what kind of tech he does commit into. So far, every game, it has been a Twilight Council opener of some kind from NightMare. Likewise, ByuN checks the linear third base for a proxy, and likewise checking the triangular third as well, making sure that nothing is amiss. As we have our tech of choice, this time not a Stargate, it is going to be a Twilight Council here. From NightMare with this and going to Glaives and going to Blink. I can go into Dark Templar as well. We'll see what he does commit into. We shall see. I mean, this should just be Blink. Jesus, my apologies. In my brain, look, it's been a long day. In my brain, I thought I was in a PVZ, and I was like, yo, like Glaives or DTs, what? Okay, it's just gonna be Blink. Standard Blink based opener here out of NightMare. No Stargates, no Phoenixes, just Blink. And the question becomes, how many gateways? That's the question that should be asked, not Glaives or DTs. Again, my apologies. My brain was on autopilot. It's been a long day of casting. For those that are curious, earlier this morning we were live casting SEL, which was the StarCraft Evolution League. We were casting the semifinals and the finals. It was a banger of a match, by the way. It was a best of 7, so do recommend it. Do recommend the VODs. But here we are, just focusing on our quarterfinals match. Okay, we're back. We're awake, Pappy. We're awake. But that was legit my brain on autopilot, like seeing Twilight Council and then referring to PVZ. Jesus. All right, we're back. We're present. Meanwhile, ByuN back at home with that initial double gas into 1-1-1. He's going into, ooh, Ravens. Okay, if you remember, previously he did go for a wind mine drop, but here he is doing so as well, but with Marines, so a little bit more committed out of ByuN. Does poke into the mineral line. Oh, so far though, NightMare he's keeping up. Baits at the mine shot. Nice skin up here out of NightMare. Meanwhile, ByuN does hit the third base and will clean up at least the depth, but no, never mind. Reaper goes down. Good defense so far by NightMare. He keeps up with the Reapers, keeps up with the Hellion. The drop does no damage, and NightMare holds. So far, so good. Shuts down the drop, shuts down the Widowmine. At least ByuN, though, is aware of the tech of choice. Is aware of the blink-based opener. And how many gates? Just 2 gate. 2 gate blink into a third. Very greedy, very economic. I say greedy. Very economic build here by NightMare. So far, so good. Headed towards the mid-game. Meanwhile, across the map, ByuN, he's still committed on 2 bases, getting a third Rax, getting to a 3-1-1 setup. So far, pretty standard. We should soon be seeing the third CC. Observer pokes in, confirms the production, confirms the setup. Oh my god, that's a massive gateway explosion! ByuN scouts! Jesus. We can see NightMare getting up to 8 gates on 3 bases, rushing into charge as well. So very gateway heavy. And getting to his splash damage of choice. Once again, he's going into faster Storm, not Colossus. Gotta be honest, I know what it was about the comment earlier, but I'm awake again. Let's go. That's what I needed. ByuN vying for map control. Zones back the Stalkers. Behind this, Stim almost done. ByuN is quite committed here, by the way. I mentioned earlier that we should soon be seeing a third CC, but there is none yet. So quite committed. ByuN is pushing. NightMare back at home has a shield battery. Charge almost done. But Storm, it just began, actually. We'll see if NightMare can hold on. Hellion steps in. Okay, so ByuN is not going for a main push, he's going for a double drop towards right hand side. At the same time, third base on location. Third base is being taken on location. ByuN tries to move out. Likewise, NightMare trying to catch him. ByuN slips by. The 2 ships, they pass in the night. Yeah, they completely miss each other. ByuN was looking for Stalkers. Oh, he finds them. Does find the Stalkers. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets up. Almost 3. But 2 Stalkers go down. Nice trade here for ByuN. Likewise, trying to drag the army within tank range as well. But NightMare pulls back. He holds. They're building up a lot of charge lots. Storm is now done as well. How many High Templar? It's going to be 5. Oh my god. 5 High Templar for NightMare. Hopefully this time NightMare doesn't lose the Warp Prism, as ByuN was very fortunate and, again, very vigilant when it came to sniping that Prism previously in the last game. Goes to the runway, gets scouted. ByuN knows, he pulls back. Does pull back. ByuN tries to commit in. Tanks are looking exposed. Zealots, they hit the natural. Mine shots go off. And they force a recall. That's skin up here by ByuN. Tanks are exposed. And do they go down? They do not. They barely survive. ByuN, calm down. Saves the tanks. Saves the tanks. Saves the mineral line. We'll see if he can keep going from here. Can he save the world? So far, NightMare still building up. Still has 3 High Templar in that Prism. I mean, that Prism still poses a massive threat here to ByuN. Speaking of, oh, going for the feedbacks. There's 2 Storms. Charge diving in. They take a massive mine shields to the face. Value trades here by ByuN. Stimming in. Rotating over. Towards the third. Again, there's still Storms available. Plenty of Storms, actually. There's more High Templar on the right-hand side. And with so many Storms, ByuN can't really push in. Stipple away. Stipple back. NightMare building up. Now working towards the Bay, working towards Colossus and Disruptors. Rotating around. The mine shot up. Mine shot's going up. Ooh. No major connections. Connecting with the Stalkers, not with the High Templar. At the same time, pushing on the right hand side, catching a High Templar. Massive pickup. High Templar goes down. Oh, the mind shots. Oh my god. Once again, going over the Zealots and the Stalkers. And beautiful trades here by ByuN. He's pulling NightMare apart. I mean, NightMare, he's keeping up. I should emphasize that. He's keeping up so far with ByuN, but just barely. ByuN is still at trading. As he does consolidate his army. NightMare has eyes on all of this. The Observer is aware. See NightMare making 2 Colossus at a time. Backing up more energy for the Storms. Prism is going in. Oh! Prism comes in. Storm does zone. So quite nice control here from NightMare. Let's pull back. Now ByuN does have to retreat. Let's pull back to the midway mark. Now getting a 4 CC. I mean, this 4th base is a little bit delayed here for ByuN. I mean, ByuN has been hyper aggressive this game. But is now getting a 4th. Meanwhile, NightMare pulling back, getting into a Dark Shrine. And both players have a moment to breathe. They can breathe back. Oh. And now NightMare doesn't just have to rely on Storms. Now it's Storms and Colossus, so he has more consistent splash damage. He can spare tech and spare resources, taking into a Dark Shrine, into DT Harass. And both players are maxing out. Both armies are maxing. No Skytoss yet here at a NightMare. Still just committing to his ground-based army. Still just committed. Second Starport just now finishing up for ByuN. With that, can go into Vikings and the potentially Liberators as well. Prism is denied. ByuN holds. Stargate's on the way. It's the first sign of Skytoss. Let's go. We'll see if we can get there. See if we can get there. As NightMare does escape with the War Prism, does escape the clutches of the Vikings for the time being. Oh, I spoke too soon. The Vikings, they do find it. Prism goes down. Nice pickup. Yeah, still posturing. Still posturing around the map. Fusion Core's on the way. That should be for Liberator range. I don't believe ByuN has any Liberators yet. Yeah, not quite yet. But he's taking in that direction. So tries to open up attack clouds. Rotates to the right hand side. Cannons and Shibaris are not quite done. How about the Storm Tower? ByuN, he does step in, does focus down most of the side defense. Nice cleanup. Icon morphing him to have more charges to the way as well, but the EMPs are brutal. Where are the Storms? EMP connects, both EMPs connect. No Storm on the right hand side. But ByuN does leave most of his army behind. One full medevac goes down. A nice cleanup here at the NightMare, and ByuN, he plummets in supply. That was not the fight he was hoping for. Nice Templar. Oh my god. Massive pickups. Templar going down. No Liberators yet. We did overextend previously. He's calming down. Getting to +3. Oh. As NightMare calms things down as he pushes with the main army. Massive DT run by. Oh no, we've seen them one-shot planetaries before, or even two-shot. There it is, that's the first wipe, and the second. Two-shot the planetary, aye. Mass around, 24 SCV kills, Jesus. The power of the Invisible Man, they're crazy. NightMare, he blinks away, escapes with most of his boys. most of the Dark Templar. And just like that, ByuN, his economy is crippled. And NightMare, I mean, he's maxed. At that 200 supply. Ay. And they come back. No, they want more. They're back. Okay, we're good. It's like, have you not taken enough? They're so greedy. They're looking for another expansion. Oh my god, even finding the main army. Blinking on some of the marauders. Here comes the main army from NightMare. Pushing right down mid. Catches both of those tanks. Doesn't keep pushing. Still playing it carefully. Does have a bank to work with. Doesn't want to throw anything away. Taking more bases, taking more expansions. I mean, ByuN has yet to really apply any pressure to these bases and really go for any critical economic damage. This hasn't happened. So those Vikings, they zone away the Colossus. High Templar a little bit too far back. CMP's on the cell run by. Main army pushing in. Oh. Colossus, one of them at least should be going down. Pushing in, still maxed. Colossus goes down. Nice pickup. How many High Templar? 5. 5 High Templar for NightMare. Going for Zealot run by. So far, he is maintaining himself. Let's say deny the 5th. Oh. So far, good EMPs. Colossus goes down. Yeah, Storm does denied. Massive EMPs on the High Templar. ByuN, he can take the fight. Oh my god. Despite being down in supply, I mean, he's losing more SCVs. Like, more SCVs are going down, but ByuN, he's committed. He has to push in. There is a storm behind this. Yeah, there is that one storm available. Oh my god. I say that, another flanking High Templar. Massive storm connects. Ay. Nice EMPs. Lazelse collapsed in the army. Warping gets denied. But you can see here, ByuN is running out of steam. His army is overstimmed. Vikings, they land desperately so. Nice EMPs. ByuN, he's holding. But reinforcements have arrived. He can only hold on for so long. Ghosts go down, Vikings go down, and ByuN gets cleaned up. Ay. And ByuN just doesn't have the saturation to maintain himself. ByuN plummets in supply, and yeah, coming back from this kind of deficit here, it will take a miracle. Just because NightMare is going to remax so quick. Like he's still active, he still has Colossus. 8 High Templar, they're coming in to reinforce. What is NightMare missing? A War Prism. He's missing a War Prism to reinforce. As he's pushing in. ByuN tries to come in for a flank. No ghosts, no EMPs. Boys are being pulled. And that's how desperate ByuN is. And NightMare, he takes it. GG gets called. We are going to the ace match as NightMare ties up the series 1-1. We're going to game 3. Whew. GG. A very, very intense game, very intense back and forth as well. Of course, ByuN was hyper committed. Why? Well, because of the counterattacks and run-bys. Whether it was Zealot run-bys or, more importantly, Dark Templar counterattacks, we saw NightMare just pop off, sniping bases, sniping mineral lines. That did cripple ByuN. Did mean that he had no longevity in that game. He had to go then and there. The pressure was on. And now we're getting into the ace match. Let's go. Happy. Yeah. It's all good. Fully operational. I'm trying, Bappy. I'm trying. Oh, meanwhile, looks like we're being joined by some of the other casters. I guess they wrapped up the series that they were going for. Again, I'm not too sure what series Wardi was casting himself, but it looks like maybe the upper matches have concluded. Let's see here. Clem versus... Okay. Clem takes down Classic 2-0. It's possible that maybe Wardi was covering Clem versus Classic. If so, I mean, that did just wrap up. So Clem advances on to the semifinals. Hero versus Trap is currently mid-series. Likewise, MaxPax takes down Gumiho 2-0, and MaxPax is waiting for the winner of this match. Now, because Wardi has joined us, that does most likely confirm the plan here moving forward. We are gonna finish wrapping up this series. NightMare versus ByuN, of course, in the ace match. Winner goes up against MaxPax. We'll most likely follow this into MaxPax first, then the upper semis, then the grand finals. The way that the WardiTV Monday works here is that both semis are casted. We are going to be casting both semifinals, one after the other, then the finals. So, in a way, we have limited matches ahead of us. It's going to be 3 more matches after this. But for now, we are settling in and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Amphion. We have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Streamer Zone, and tying up the series 1-1 in that last game. We'll see if he can keep up that momentum. It is NightMare. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran player from South Korea representing Shopify Rebellion. It is ByuN. Hero versus Trap still going on. Yes, that's my apologies if I didn't make that clear, but that is what I did just mention. They just mentioned that Hero versus Trap is still ongoing, and that most likely Wardi was covering, I think, Clem's match. Yes, as I did mention, we do have 3 more series ahead of us. 2 semis and the grand finals. That is the plan. Meanwhile, ByuN going for a bit of a fake proxy Rax here. Rax at the center location. But NightMare is scouting, does scout, and it looks like he will come across the Rax in the end. It might even delay it. Yeah, the probe is here to tase away. To be a nuisance, but it looks like the Rax should complete. I'm sure NightMare, I don't have a direct translation, but he's saying, mate, what's going on? What's happening right now? Why are you here? ByuN's like, leave me alone. Aye. But thankfully the Rax finishes. The Rax does complete, SCV gets the hell out of there, and at least NightMare knows, even though he scouts the main, he sees there's no Rax, he knows where it is. Does know where it is. From here we can settle in. Oh, the banter, Pappy, the banter. I know that ByuN is laughing. And NightMare, he's TTing. As the probe does dip in, he wants the SCV. Oh, he gets it. Oh my god. SCV goes down. That should not have happened. A 1-to-1 trade. As ByuN does shut the probe down at least. But was maybe otherwise distracted by the chat rush. Let's go. NightMare pulling one over on him. Once again, Twilight Counter opener. As I didn't mention last time, this should be Twilight Counter to Blink into a Blink-based build. How many gateways is the big question. Technically, this can be a DT-based opener, but I don't think NightMare is really one to embrace Dark Templar. It's a very niche build and very risky as well in this matchup, so we expect Blink instead. Do expect Blink. Reaper dipping in. Behind the mineral line. Oh! Only semis? That's not traditional. Finals or bust. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. As one more probe goes down, Reaper wreaking havoc. Can he get another? He can! 2 probe kills. Very nice damage. Is cleaned up. But a solid trade nonetheless. And checking the vision here of ByuN, I believe he did scout and confirm the tech. He did. Again, Twilight Council Blink-based opener. Second gateway in the main. It should be 2-gate Blink into a third, I would imagine. We'll see if NightMare throws down extra gateways. Back at home, ByuN expanding. Is a delayed TC. As a reminder, ByuN did open up double gas into a faster factory. And it looks like, similarly to the previous game, ByuN is going for a Widowmine drop. Widowmine Marine drop even. Very similar to game number 2. Oh, you heard them say shade in. They delay the add-on swap. Oh my god. They bust into the main. They get an SCV. They get 1. They're getting 2. Ah, this should not have happened. It's getting very unfortunately timed here for ByuN. We'll hunt this down, but likewise we'll delay the drop and delay the Banshees as a cloak is being researched for the Banshees. So tank cloak Banshee here for ByuN. Again, this has been a very trendy, very popular build over the past couple of months in TvP. You can approach this in a couple different ways, but typically we would see Banshees harassing the main while the main army pushes towards the third or the natural. That's usually how things go. NightMare, I believe, did scout the tech. He saw the 1-1 setup. It looks like he didn't quite see the tech lab researching, not at the time. But thankfully, does have a robo, does have observers. Meanwhile, we have confirmation 3-gate blink. 3-gate blink into a third. Extra gases are being taken. These extra gases do typically signify that NightMare is going to be throwing down tech before expanding. We'll see if that's the case. If he does throw down the bay. Now it's moving out, still looking to reinforce. And we're bringing 3 Stalkers at a time. Runs into the main army. Oof, that's going to be 2 Stalkers falling. That was an expensive loss here for NightMare. Losing some of their Stalkers. Main army moves out. NightMare commits in. There's not much at home here to defend. The tank is exposed. He's going for it. Yeah, tank is going to go down. 1 more volley. Does fall. At the same time, Banshee does harass into the main base. The main army pushes towards the third. Still no third base for NightMare. Still contained on 2 bases. And where is that detection? Observer does race back. 3 probe kills so far. 4 probe kills. Very nice damage dealt here by the Banshee. And still no third expansion. Ay, ay, ay. And there's that faster attack. It is going to be Temple Archives, Charged Out Storm before Nexus. You have NightMare just pulling back. Likewise, ByuN settling in. Working towards his 3-1-1. Stim is on the way, building in more tanks. No third CC yet. At this point, ByuN, there we go. I was going to say he has to make a choice, either throw down a third CC or throw down extra maxes. He made a choice. It is the expansion. So ByuN is building up towards the mid-game. NightMare trying to hold his own. Gathering energy for some storms. Likewise, Banshee gets cleaned up. Nicely done. Can calm things down. Oh! ByuN catching a Stalker. Also, don't appreciate the updates. It looks like Hero did take down Trap, so we have the upper semifinals ready. It's going to be Hero versus Clem. And I believe lower semifinals is going to be Max X versus either one of these 2 players. When it comes to which series we cast first, it is up to Wardi's discretion, which one we do cover initially. I would imagine up first should be Clem versus Hero, just because they are ready first. And it would give the winner of this series some time to rest before their match. But, we'll see. So now 11 probes went down here to the Banshee harass. Ay, ay, ay. Banshees, they have been getting out of hand. Meanwhile, ByuN getting his third base up and running, taking into Ghosts, getting to +1, and it looks like we are looking to embrace a longer game state here. We're getting in towards the mid game. We're calming things down. No hyper aggression. Now getting into the bay. Working towards Colossus. We actually haven't seen NightMare embrace disruptors yet, as we do have a storm jump into the mineral line. Oh my god! Very committed. Yeah, storms in the mineral line on the main army as well. 6 SCV kills. Oof. 1 Night Templar falls. But the Prism will get out. Okay, a very risky maneuver here from NightMare, but it does pay off in the end. Going for another storm. Oh my god, the army just walks in. Jesus. So much value. NightMare popping up. He has to get the hell out of here. What's important, he saves 3 of those High Templar. I can pull back and replenish that with a wall of zealots. I got you, I got you. ByuN is moving out. Flying from map control. Prism did make it back home. Safe and sound for the time being. Meanwhile, Zelda hits a 3rd base, but this does feel a little bit premature for NightMare. Ideally, you want to wait for ByuN's main army to move out and have confirmation of the move out as well, and then you come in with the backstab. It's all at the same time this time. So ByuN was ready. So he was chilling back at home. So ByuN does move out. Once again, does have a lot of potential here when it comes to those EMPs. And ByuN backs off. Still building up, getting to more Viking production, more ghosts. You know the mind is tired when you think of the movie Ghost. When I said that, Jesus. But here we go. NightMare pushing in, gets eyes on the would-be 4th. 3 High Templar in the Prism. Storms are available. Oh, going for the EMPs. There's the EMP. Likewise, landing a feedback. Storm does connect. And there's how many High Templar left? There's 7. Most of them, I believe, are back at home. Yeah, most of the High Templar are back at home. Zealot runway set up. Banshees are still alive from the early game. Oh, I mean, they were. One of them just went down. But very impressive. They haven't left idle until now. And NightMare comes in from behind, comes in for a surround. Massive storm. Celtic collapse on the Ghost. Storm is, oh my god, on the Ghost. So many of them go down, but that was the final storm. Planetary does fall. But from here, NightMare has to get the hell out of here. Plummets in supply. It wasn't a bad trade, but he loses every single High Templar, the Colossus, the Immortals, everything. Does have reinforcing High Templar though. NightMare can hold. Still some brutal losses. So he does hold on, taking top right, taking another expansion. ByuN having to retake the center base. ByuN is getting ready for his push, for his move out. I mean, NightMare, he will now have Colossus. They're coming. Alongside +3. So as I'll say, they are moving towards the 3rd. ByuN is ready. Armies are still comparable to each other. ByuN has a lot of supply here when into his economy. He's up to 91 SCVs. 92. That's a lot of SCVs. That's a lot of oversaturation here at the center base. Ay, ay, ay. ByuN pulling a TY. He's ready to lose SCVs. Question, how do you maintain your economy? Just overmake workers. So when you lose like 10 or 15 workers, like you're still good. Let's go. ByuN to 95 SCVs. Jesus. And again, I feel like that's hurting him more than helping him, really. We'll see if NightMare gets away with it. So far, dipping into the bases. Looking for a way in. Very careful to overextend. A very delicate dance here between NightMare and ByuN. Zalse do go for the mineral line. So far, ByuN is keeping up. Massive EMPs. Oh my god. He catches the Colossus, the Stalkers, One-Eye Templar. NightMare has to pull away. And it does have to pull back. Has to replenish those shields. Likewise, ByuN waiting for 3-3. 3-3 almost done here for ByuN. With a wasted storm here on Marauders. At the same time, this time there's no massive DT counterattack. Is there a Dark Shrine? There is not. That's kind of the tech that NightMare is missing, is DTs, oh sorry, a Dark Shrine and just a massive DT counterattack. We saw that wreak havoc here in game 2. Oh, gets high Templar. Nice pick up. NightMare taking the center base. Clearly, SCG is about making the money. I mean, kind of. Kind of. It's about being efficient, right? How much you can make and how you spend. ByuN is building up that bank. I'm still concerned, very much so, with the high SCV counts. Oof. Storm will zone. Right end base is denied. So far, so good. Same time, Zalse do hit the third base, at least denying some mining time. But as I just mentioned, because ByuN has so many SCVs, I mean, he can afford to lose some of them. Yeah. The TY style of making SCVs. Just make them to lose them. Let's go. He's ready. Unironically, like, if NightMare comes in, if NightMare kills a mineral line, it means less now, because ByuN has 90 plus workers. Like it, man. You like it. So you have another flanking storm. The main army. One ghost, two ghosts go down. Back, leading out another High Templar. NightMare, finally, this is what I was waiting for. We have a Stargate and a Fleet Beacon. We're getting ready for Sky Toss. ByuN scans, ByuN confirms that there is going to be Sky Toss on the horizon. He's aware. NightMare at least denying some expansions, some of them. Right over. As the MP of the Archons, charge will take dive in the army. Ghosts are being charged down. There's 2 ghosts left. There's 1. 0 ghosts left. Oh my god. Good pickups here by NightMare. Marauders are coming from behind. They catch the army. Flanking the Stalkers. Zalse, they do go for the mineral line. They get 8 SCVs, but again, ByuN is still on 80 workers. He's still okay. Oh my god. And finally, ByuN has had enough defending. He's been stuck at home for, I mean, the past couple of minutes. He's going for a triple drop. NightMare is moving in. Liberated production has begun for ByuN. Get back up to 89 SCVs. Let's go. ByuN does stay in. Massive EMPs, denies the recall. With that, the base is going to go down. You see NightMare trying to keep up. Doom Drop threatens the main base, but NightMare, he's more than prepared. Uh-oh. As I say that, he blinks in. He gets one. He gets two medevacs. He gets two. He gets three. He gets four. And the entire army is just completely... It's isolated. It's completely shut down. Oh, my God. The entire army crumbles. At the same time, DTs, they do hit the planetary. And it's going to go down. DT falls. Sorry, I mean, planetary falls to the DTs. They do blink away. Massive pickup. NightMare rotating over, going for another expansion. ByuN out of position. Another planetary goes down. 17 SCV kills. That's two planetaries falling. ByuN having a hard time keeping up. At least there are plenty of orbitals, so ByuN, he can replace those bases quite easily. Let's replenish. EMPs. Once again, ByuN holding on. He's holding. Liberation has arrived. He's making 4 libs at a time. Oh, let's just say that there are 2 or 3 liberators left exposed. Oh. Swimming storm. NightMare, he rotates once again, going for the planetary. Storm on the army. But this time it looks like ByuN, he should be able to hold on. And he saves the next, the planetary. We'll save it. Starport's on the way. NightMare, he does want that expansion. He wants it. He gets it as well. Ah, another brutal pickup. Pulling back. Trying to replace his bases. Liberators that's exposed. 1, 2, 3 liberators going down. 4 liberators even. As NightMare, he's on the run. He has to get the hell out of here. Does plummet in supply. He lost most of his army trading with the planetaries. He does pull back. And ByuN, he's super maxed at this point. As you can see, ByuN, his cut workers at 72. He's been losing SCVs, but he hasn't been replacing them anywhere near as quickly, I should say. I'm still in this. Let's go. Main army poking in. DTs, they hit bottom right, they take down a base, they're going for the planetary. This time they won't quite get it. Regardless, nice pick up here from NightMare. More CCs on the way for Spirit, more command centers. Here we go, NightMare. He has been able to replenish his army. Topped up once again. He does overextend the Colossus. They didn't really add too much DPS. So many Zealots just went down, and the Colossus, they were not a part of the fight. And they were stuck, focusing elsewhere on the CC, on the mineral line. Yeah, I'm getting another expansion. Let's go. Finally being active. Pushing on the left-hand side. ByuN does rock up. So far so good. Going for the Nexus. Nexus goes down. ByuN trying to keep up, but there's no way out of this. it's cleaned up. It's still quite intense. I mentioned before the Skytoss transition, and am I crazy? Did we get a fleet beacon? We did. We did get the fleet beacon, but NightMare, he never quite embraced the Skytoss. Instead, pushing in. These are Storms. That's a kill, not a cancel on the Nexus. Storms mainly used to the zone. Mainly zoning. Brutally MP. Well, let's get to Colossus. See someone asking in the chat, is this on the patch? It is not on the new patch. You can tell because of the map that we're on. If it's on the PTR, then you would notice the old map. Oh my god, the storms are crazy! Storms pop up, the flanking storms as well. We get a full surround with the cleanup as well. The medics fall, and 2 empty medevacs do survive. Massive pickoffs. ByuN's in trouble. He lost almost everything. CC's under fire. But yeah, tournaments on the PTR don't use the current map pool. So if you see maps like Algione, like Site Delta, then you'd know that it is not on the PTR. As NightMare is snowballing out of control. Catching ByuN out one too many times. Liberator's trying to hold on, but that's 19 SCV kills, and NightMare, he doesn't have to push into the natural, he just go for the third. Just go for the third bases, blinks in, takes down the libs one after the other. He has one storm left. Oh, can he get the ghost? Not quite. Oh, the CC goes down. Jesus. The Colossus go ham. Zelda coming to reinforce, and ByuN, he has been broken. A very intense back and forth, and I mean, even in game 2, game 3, game 1, there were strong moments for both players. But last GG gets called, and NightMare, he does it. He takes down ByuN 2-1, advancing on to the semifinals. GG. GG, well played. NightMare, he has brought ByuN down before, and he has done it again. Still though a very intense back and forth, mostly relying on mid to late game play here, both in game 3 and in game 2 as well. That is what our players are more so known for. GG, well played. Whew. Oh my god. Again, congratulations to NightMare. My condolences to ByuN, as ByuN, he does bow out of the tournament. He is knocked out. As a reminder, this is a single elimination, and we can take this moment to have a look at the bracket itself. ! B in the chat to have a look at the bracket.